Chapter 1 or Introduction to Data Communication. Okay? So in your module, chapter 1, okay? So let's discuss data communication. Okay? When we say data communication, that is the process of transferring digital information, usually in binary form, between two or more points. Okay? So the process of transferring digital information from one point to another is what we call the data communication. Okay? So example of data communication is text messaging, that is data communication. Since your information is being processed to become a data. Okay? Since your information is being processed to become data in binary form. But the transmission itself is analog transmission. Okay? To send those digital messages or the data, that is in analog form. Okay? The next, information. Okay? Now, recall the process of transferring digital information in binary form between two or more points is what we call the data communication. Data communication. Next, information. Information is defined as the knowledge or intelligence. Your information comes from the transmitter. Okay. Where does the information comes from? The transmitter, the communication system, the user, or the receiver? A.
Yes.
A. Where does the information comes from? Okay. Where does the information comes from? Since information is defined as the knowledge or intelligence. Okay. Does it come from the what we call your data communication system, or the transmitter, or the receiver, or the user? Where does our information comes from? Slow-mo. That's the question.
User, sir.
User, good. The answer is the user, okay? So, user, the information comes from the user. And that is defined as the knowledge or intelligence, emotions, feelings, that is transmitted and processed through the digital to become a digital information. Next, data. Your data is the information that has been processed and organized is what we call the data. Okay? Say for example, I love you. Okay? So your feelings, the thought of feeling to be, to love somebody or to express your feelings, to love someone, you write that in language that is understandable to the, you write that in a language understandable to the receiver. Now, to understand those language, I love you, meaning you write that in alphabetical symbol. Okay? So you write there your I, L-O-V-E, and Y-O-U. And then that is now what we call data. Your feelings to love someone, to express your feelings to someone, you write that in alphabetical language so that the person can understand what is your feelings. Okay? So meaning data, example of data is alphabetical, numerical, of course numerical terms of numbers, or symbolic information, binary coded alphanumeric symbols, microprocessor of codes, control codes, user addresses, program data, or database information, and database information. Now, during transmission, data may be in digital or in analog form. Example, In your cell phone, the data or the information in your cell phone, you write the information in your cell phone, you write there your cell phone. Say for example, you are texting your partner in life, your wife, your husband, your dad. Okay? So the information is, Dad, send me money now. Okay? So for example, Dad, send me money for my modules. So that is the information. Then you're going to type that in alphabetical, numerical, or symbolic information. And then that transmission is in digital form. Now, if you press the send option, your digital information now becomes an analog signal. Okay? Your digital information is in analog signal when you press the send or send button. Meaning, the data is in digital form in your communication system itself. So for example, the data is in digital form when they are in your computer, cell phone, and etc. But those data becomes analog signal when they travel from one point to another. So the digital, the signal is in analog form when that is in our free space. Okay. So for example, cell site, that is wireless communication. So the signal travels from your cell site to your phone is the analog signal. And that analog signal converted to digital form when you view your information in your cell phone. Okay? So do you understand what is the digital or analog signal? I hope you understand what is the digital information and analog information. Next, data communications network. Data communications network can be simple as two personal computers connected together through the telephone network. That is the data communication system. But telephone or public telephone network itself is not a data communication. Okay? Take note that when we use your telephone, okay, telephone conversation is not a data communication network. Now, that is an analog signal. Okay? Voice communication, video communication, that is an analog signal. Music information, that is music, or telephone conversation, that is not a digital or that is not a data communication. When we say data communication, your data must be in digital form. It's either high level voltage or low level voltage. Okay? Data communication network can be simple as two personal computers connected together through public telephone network that is sending digital information. But when we use the telephone to call someone, that is not a data communication. Okay? So that is not a data communication. That is an analog communication system. Take note, telephone network is not a data communication network, but an analog communication network. It will become a data communication network when you send digital information. Okay? Or you send digital or processed knowledge or intelligence, what we call the data. Okay, next slide we have a waiting room. Next slide, history of electronics data communication. When we say data communication, we use codes. Okay? So we uses codes. The first is the invention of the telegraph by Samuel F.B. Morse. In the first data communication code is what we call the Morse code. Morse code is a combination of dot and dashes. Morse code is combination of dot and dashes. I already sent a Morse code, list of Morse code in our FB page. Okay? The next, 1840, you can read that. Morse code patent, the telegraph. First telegraph line. Then, 1849, your first slow speed telegraph printer. 1850, Western Union Telegraph. Then 1860 is the high-speed telegraph printer, that is 5 bits per second. In the next slide. Then Emil Baudot invented a telegraph multiplexer. When we say telegraph multiplexer, or when we say multiplexer, we transmit two or more information or signals in a single channel. That is a multiplexer. Take note, multiplexer is a device that can transmit and receive two or more signals in one channel. Okay? The next, 1876, the telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell. Then, 1899, radio telegraph messages by Marconi. When you say radio telegraph, that is a wireless communication. Okay? So take note, radio telegraph messages is a wireless communication technology. Okay? The next, 1920, first commercial radio station. Commercial radio station is not a data communication, but it is also a communication system.